All right, is it July the 13th yet?
No.
Not quite. 12:01, and I think I'll be able to go home tonight. I have it on PS3 in my hot little mitts here. NCAA football is out, available at the stroke of midnight tonight. So many new innovations we want to hear. The True School system, so real. College offenses throughout the nation, all new locomotion system, all new story builder. The product has been great for years and years, but Peter Moore's making it even better since taking over as the president of EA Sports in July of 2007. I've been trying to get you in studio for a while because I'm just amazed at what you guys do.
Busy guy selling video games.
I know you are, and I'm buying them in my household. I got mine to bring home to my son Nicholas. So tell me, why is NCAA Football 11 going to be better than the previous years that we played?
Well, I think you wrapped it up, Greg, a little bit there. When I think of college football as a fan, and I watch the SEC or the Big Ten or the Pac-10, Pac-12, whatever we're ever at now, I see different styles. An Alabama plays differently than an Oregon, plays differently than a Cal, plays differently than a Florida or Florida State, and we've been able to, within the game, build what we call true school. It's not only the offensive styles, it's the rituals, it's the stadiums, it's the chants, it's how the teams run out. You know, Colorado runs out with the Buffalo, and you know, we at Cal like to run out with Oski in there and carrying the flag. And so the ability for us to be able to bring and personalize that individual college football, you know, the heraldry, I guess, is what we would call it, is something we really haven't been able to do before, but we've done it times 120 this year.
The realism of the game, especially with football, to me, is just so impressive. And this year you're going to do even more. The real college offenses you talk about. I mean, for instance, the no huddle that has taken over college football. We see it some of the pros, but not to the level that we see it in college football, and Florida's great success. And then also the pistol offense, which the University of Nevada, Reno runs here. We're seeing other teams like Indiana, Ohio's going to use it, where you have a running back behind the quarterback in a sawed-off version of the shotgun. They call it a pistol. You're going to have some elements like that to make it even more real.
Absolutely. Our team out of Orlando have paid visits to all the key college coaches, we get access to their playbooks, we talk to the coaching staff, ask them what they're looking at this year to make sure that we're authentically replicating the style of you think of Oregon last year with Masoli and how, you know, that kind of no-huddle and the spread offense, which became very popular. You think what Stanford, to their credit, was doing with Toby Gerhardt and just pounding the ball down there. So it's our job at EA Sports to be able to replicate what you as a college football fan see about your school and recognize with your school, all the way to, as I say, to the way that they run out of the tunnel, to the way the teams line up, to the stadium, the uniqueness of the stadium. At Cal, we have Tightwad Hill and we fire the cannons,
All right, so July 13th is coming up in hours. Madden's coming out in about a month's time,
August 10th, yes.
August 10th, a little bit less than a month. Now, when Madden first started doing this years and years ago, he wanted to create a teaching video for people that became bigger than anybody could imagine. But it has become so real. Are actual football people coming to you and asking for your input to help them maybe teach their offense to their own players, where you could input their offense into the game and even come up with a quarterback simulator where, I mean, when you're sitting there trying to hit those buttons and throw to the Y tight end receiver, you feel like you're playing quarterback in the NFL sometimes.
No, that's exactly right, Greg. I mean, we've been, for many years, we have believed, and rightly so, that we teach more young children like Nicholas about the game before they even get to play at a Pop Warner level or get to watch it with their dad on television. And we do a lot of research to be able to back it up that a Madden player, quite frankly, is as smart, if not smarter, than an actual football player as regards recognizing defenses when you're stood, you know, under center, looking at the history, the strategies of the game. And so we're not only a licensee of our good friends at the NFL and the NFLPA, we're also the portal to the game for young people. And to your point, the realism now, the speed of it, you know, obviously the magnitude of the scale of what Madden means to the world of sports when video games, everybody clears out of the way on August 10th when Madden comes to market.
We're well aware. Well aware. All right, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on the show months and months ago, when the Tiger Woods drama was unfolding, so many of his sponsors and people he's aligned with pulled away. You did not.
Right.
I want to ask you why, and now that the British Open is coming, you're from London, you know,
Liverpool.
And, Liverpool, just outside, and we're going to have it, you know, happening at St. Andrews.
Right.
The popularity of Tiger worldwide, where is it? And the game specifically. The Tiger Woods PGA Tour 11 game. Is that selling less now in light of what happened? Where's that all at with Tiger with you?
So back to your original question, we've stood by Tiger. We're in our 12th year of relationship. You know, not long, quite frankly, after he came out of Stanford here, we struck a deal with Tiger. We recognized him as somebody that could really bring golf to where it was, if you remember those days, of a relatively staid sport, and has brought the excitement into it, almost a video game feel. Tiger has been very loyal to us. We've been very loyal to him, and whilst we're sympathetic to the challenges he's currently going through in his personal life, he's still the world's #1 golfer. Now, Phil keeps pushing him, but, you know, he's ranked #1. He's at St. Andrews coming up, obviously, with the British Open. And, you know, it's our belief that Tiger, you know, the rust continues to be knocked off. He feels better about the game. And, you know, we continue to stand by him. He's been on the masthead of our games now into its 13th year coming up. We have the Ryder Cup built into the game this year, so we have a longer tail, if you will. And so you have online team play. We were talking earlier about how many people, 4 million people a day, play EA Sports games online. Now, golf joins that with online team play, which allows you and I, you know, you're at home in San Francisco, I'm down on the peninsula, to play against each other as Europe versus the United States as part of Ryder Cup. We're also looking at our ability to be able to drive the Tiger brand, quite frankly, in a way that Tiger, quite frankly, needs to be driven right now, to a more approachable brand. And we continue to do that and work with his management to do so.
All right, let me ask you about your real passion. Not our football,
right,
but your football.
Yes.
Soccer. And, you know, so many kids are playing youth soccer. Is it translating to going home and playing more of your next generation? I know FIFA 11 you have. Is it translating to what you're being able to see? Are kids playing as much Madden as they are playing FIFA 11?
Not as much there, because Madden is a phenomenon on its own. But I can tell you this, Greg, is when we look at our global sales of FIFA, and right now we've got FIFA 10 in the market, FIFA 11 will be shipping here in the United States on September 29th, is that we look at individual markets. The United States, as an individual country, is our #1 market in the world for our FIFA game.
It is.
And that has evolved over the last 3 or 4 years. I think you can credit MLS, you can credit our relationship with Landon Donovan, you can certainly credit the quality of the game. And then when you look, and quite frankly as well, people like Fox Soccer Channel, what ESPN has done for broadcasting the international game back here, you've got fans. I came to this country to play soccer 30 years ago, and I couldn't have a conversation about Liverpool or Manchester United during that period of time. I've been backstage here talking to people. We've been talking World Cup. We've been talking about Chelsea. We've been talking about individual players. And you can almost guarantee I could stop anybody on the street outside, and by the third person, I'd be able to have a legitimate conversation about football.
But when I look at the numbers, and they are up dramatically, up 36% from the 2006 World Cup that was played in Germany. And USA did better, obviously.
That's
but
right.
Still, the overall numbers are below 2. I mean, well below what football and baseball generates. So is soccer making the kind of broad inroads in this nation or not?
What I would do is I would look at those World Cup viewing figures, and I would actually pass them out in, let's look at the top 20 games maybe played and look at the viewing figures. Let's go look at what the numbers were for US-Ghana. Let's look at Germany-Argentina. And, you know, with all respect to the Chiles and the South Koreas maybe, and even the Japans, you have to look at the game separately in that respect. And no different than any other country in the world. Not everybody's watching all 64 games. I always remember coming here, I still somewhere in my garage have a bumper sticker that says soccer sport of the 70s. And I still have that, you know.
Pele, New York Cosmos.
Yeah, exactly. And I still look at that, and I've seen, and during my previous life in sporting goods, I was chairman of the Soccer Industry Council of America. We were looking at then 18 million kids playing the game itself. And there's no doubt in my mind that it's a tremendous participation sport in this country, and maybe continue to do so. There's not a lot of time to get world-class soccer, except maybe the World Cup we've just seen, on prime time, competing with the NFL and the NBA, Major League Baseball and the NHL. MLS does a great job, and we're fortunate to have a very good franchise here in the Bay Area in the San Jose Earthquakes. But, you know, there's not enough oxygen yet, and we need more Landon Donovans. We need more Clint Dempseys. And if EA Sports sales of our FIFA game are anything to go by, we're breaking through.
All right. Peter Moore. For years, I thought it was Sandy Sandoval that ran EA Sports.
Sandy does think it's him.
He told me it was not. I meet the real guy that runs EA Sports. Peter, thank you so much.
My pleasure,
to meet you.